Namaste, everybody. Bruce here from RootsofLife.org. In this video, I want to take a moment to talk about what I'm going to overarchingly call the forgotten practice of Reiki. And what I mean by that is I'm finding a reoccurring question coming up online from my students, in the Reiki world in general. I guess I shouldn't say question, but I'm finding a reoccurring understanding of the practice of Reiki that I think has missed its mark. And I want to address that here in this video. The two things that I'm going to look at in this video to kind of give my position on, how I think we've potentially not lost our way with Reiki, but how we need to come back to its roots. Those two things are the meaning of the word Reiki and the 5 guiding precepts of Usui Reiki Ryoho. And I think in this video, or at least I hope in this video, that I will be able to paint a picture of Reiki that is one of the simplicity of its practice, not the complexity, right? There's so many different lineages and branches of Reiki now, and with each bifurcation in that path, with every subsequent teacher that moves us away from the roots, there's just another opportunity for that path to become potentially diluted in belief or in ego or pretense. And so I would encourage you, as you listen to this video, to reflect back on your own training, right? On the way that the practice of Reiki has been presented to you and taught to you by your teachers. It's not to say that it's wrong. I just think that we have forgotten our roots, okay? And so first and foremost, let's look at the definition of Reiki. And for the sake of this video, I'm not going to dive into the kanji of it. I'm not going to dive into the deeper meaning of it. I'm just going to call it universal energy, which is, I'm sure, what most of you have heard. And indeed, this is the way that it's taught. Now, if it's universal energy, then that means literally everything in the universe is the energy of Reiki. And so if Reiki is the energy of the universe, then that means that everything here, the trees, the grass, the air, the insects, the planet, and beyond that, the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, every galaxy in the universe, and everything in the universe, our consciousness, our being, every possible thing that we have contact with is part of the energy of this universe. And indeed, at one point, as we know, that energy was all unified. Now, I'm not going to geek out on my astronomy background and everything here, but we had the Big Bang. That's how the universe began. At least that's what all the evidence is currently pointing towards. And so what that means is that at one point, all of the energy of the universe was unified. It was all the same. And then it spread to become everything that we see here. So that means if we were unified then we're unified now. And it just gives further evidence to show that it's the energy of all things in the universe, right? So that means angels, past lives experience. It means our bodies. It means our suffering. It means our beliefs. It means our lineage. It means all of the different lineages of Reiki. Every single thing that we can understand falls under the umbrella of universal energy, right? And so this is kind of my first point here. If everything falls under the umbrella of universal energy, then there can't be anything else, right? There can't be a practice that focuses on one person, one teacher, one deity, one belief, because there's always a step further. And it's one of the things that I love so much about Usui Reiki Ryoho in particular. And I know that I've just said there can't be a practice that focuses just on one person. And then I say that's what I love about Usui Reiki Ryoho. Let me explain. What I love about it is fundamentally at its core, we have to learn to forget Usui Sensei, to let go of the practice. We have to supersede. We have to take that step further because otherwise we're attaching. We're attaching to meaning and to story and belief and lineage, to country of origin. Any form of attachment produces suffering. It's a fundamental law. That's a tenet of Buddhism, of course, and it's a fundamental law of the universe. Energy needs to flow without any resistance, and energy always flows along the path of least resistance. And so if we're creating a story, then we're creating resistance, right? And so, when I hear that people are, finding that one line of Reiki is more powerful, I'm not going to name branches, but, again, if this resonates with you from your teachers, then think about, ask these questions, ask them inside, ask them to your own practice of Reiki. If you've been met with teachers who say they've just learned this new style of Reiki and it's way more powerful, it has 5 times as many attunements, it has the ability to open and balance the chakras, it has the ability to connect to angels, it has the ability to resonate with crystals, it has the ability to do whatever, right? Again, all of that is inside the energy of the universe. And so we always have a step further, which is to let go of that belief and simply turn into the energy of the universe, right? Otherwise, we're attaching meaning, we're attaching a story. And so I'm quite often puzzled as to how the basic tenet of Reiki, which is the understanding of the universal energy of Reiki, can be quickly forgotten, it seems like. And so further to that, if we look at the 5 guiding precepts of Reiki, those precepts distinctly and concretely point back to the idea of surrendering. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. Just for today, I will do my work honestly, right? If we look at all of that, then how could it possibly be that I postulate that one lineage of Reiki is stronger than another? If I'm saying that, then I'm creating a duality, and I'm not being honest, because every line of Reiki is within the universal energy. So if there was one that was unequivocally more powerful, that's all that we would do. That's the only line of Reiki that would work, because it would be so clear that that's the one that works. This is again where I would encourage each and every one of you to go back and ask these questions about your own teaching. Who is it that's saying that this line of Reiki is more powerful? Is it your teacher? Are they charging you for the course? These are red flags to me, right? Because Reiki is a practice of surrendering into the universal energy and stepping beyond the belief of the practice. If we can recognize the ideas in the precepts, for instance, doing my work honestly, well, what does that mean? That means surrendering in as best we can to the universal energy. And so my work as a Reiki teacher who is focusing on Usui Reiki Ryoho is not to just bring you the practice of Reiki as it is at its roots, but in the totality of my work with my clients and my students, it's to help them understand and cultivate a practice of surrendering into the energy of the universe, right? And let's explore that a little bit further then, if we go back to the precepts again. If we're not surrendering, then what happens when activities or results don't come? So for instance, if I learn a new line of Reiki and it's proclaimed to be more powerful than another line, well, what if I don't feel that way? What if I don't see results? That's going to make me angry that I bought a course. That's going to make me worry that I'm not doing something correctly. That's going to mean that I'm probably not very grateful for this experience. I might be not even grateful for myself for the practice and the time that I've spent. I might not be kind to myself in that regard. See, all of these precepts start to unwind when we have belief, right? And again, I would further this and extend this understanding to the concepts of healing within Reiki. I hear grandiose claims all the time that Reiki can heal things like broken bones in an instant before you can even get to the hospital, or that Reiki can open and balance chakras, or that, Reiki will be able to heal past life traumas and all these types of things. Reiki is the energy of the universe, so it's automatically the energy of all things. How is it then that Reiki heals? Reiki heals when we drop the connection, we drop the belief, right? Reiki can't heal your bone before you get to the hospital. That's never happened. There's no proof of it, yet people believe this, right? Reiki can't open and balance your chakras because there's no evidence of that and there's no proof of it. However, I don't want this to come off as if I'm shooting the practice in the foot. That's not what I'm saying. What Reiki does is it allows us to surrender inside the self, right? And so if I turn inward and let go of my belief and my story and my suffering and my trauma and my self-doubt and my negative thoughts and all of the things that create resistance to the flow of energy in the universe, isn't that healing? Isn't that my chakras opening? Isn't that the ability for me to let go of trauma? Right? That's the beauty of Reiki and the beauty of how fundamentally simple the practice is, in that we have to turn inward. Now, the trick is that is at its core fundamentally difficult, right? Because we constantly have to work on this. And so, again, I'm asked this all the time. If you are saying that Reiki is universal energy and it's a practice of surrendering, then what do you teach? I teach people how to surrender, just as if it was taught to me in Japan when I was working and continue to work with my teachers in Japan. We let go of the idea, we let go of the attachment, we let go of the belief, we turn inward, 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 into the self. That's the only truth that there is, right? You are healing yourself. That's it. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can give I wish it was this easy. I wish I could just wave a magic wand and people would be healed. That's not possible. If it was possible, that's all we would do. And so what I'm inspired to make this video here, and what the point that I want to get across is to watch out for these claims of the magic wand. Watch out for discussions or teachings that are framed in belief of the teacher, that are framed by the ego, that are framed by attachment. Watch out for hierarchical statements. This is better than that. This opens this quicker than that. Turn back into your own path with Reiki and see if those questions resonate. See if that's how you learned. There's nothing wrong with learning it this way, but there's another step. We can go deeper than that. We can let go and we can learn to let go. And we can be taught and coached as to how to let go. And when we do that, we finally turn into our own path of healing. Nobody can heal me except me. Nobody. That's it, right? I can believe others. I can believe their stories. I can believe their path. I can believe their lineage. I can believe their nature. I can believe that they're a guru. I can believe all of these things. And in that belief, indeed, I might find something deeper about myself. But at some point, all of that belief in the external will come to a dead end, because the only way that we can move forward is turning inward, inward, inward. That's where our suffering is. That's where our resistance lies. And, when I'm posing these statements and these conversations with people, I quite often phrase it like this: but Reiki is the energy of all things, right? Or that goes against the 5 guiding precepts of Reiki. And that can be very quickly met with hostility. It's not an antagonistic conversation, but it's a conversation that I hope elicits a deeper level of honesty and introspection into a practice that is so fundamentally beautiful and so fundamentally internal. And indeed, so fundamentally simple, but infinitely complex, because we have to turn in again and again and again. So if that resonates with you, and if you are keen to understand the entire universe of turning in, right, then reach out to me. There's a deeper meaning to the symbols when we place them inside. There's a deeper understanding to the practice of Reiki when we put it inside. There's a deeper journey that we can have into our own healing when we go inside. It's not external, it's internal. If that resonates with you, if you have gaps in your training and, if you would like those filled in or you would like to take that next step, then reach out. You can find me at RootsofLife.org. You can see all of my background with Reiki, my lineage, all of the things that I've learned in my, 15 plus years of working with Reiki. All of that I'm bringing to you because I hope that I can bring you as a student or as a client into an equal space of surrendering and turning inward. It's my life's passion. It's a practice that I'm so committed to and I love so dearly. And it's part of me doing my work honestly, one of the guiding precepts of Reiki. For me to pass on the teachings and the trainings that I've been given with the same level of honesty and commitment to non-duality and hopeful surrendering of the ego, that's my goal as a teacher and as a practitioner. So I hope you found this video enlightening, interesting, and beneficial to your own practice. And again, if you want to learn more, reach out to me at RootsofLife.org. Namaste, everybody. Be well, and In Gassho to all.